Good morning, everybody. Once again, we are starting here the discussion about fundamentals of English language. Our native language is Hindi or some other language, but due to our desire to become a global citizen, we have to learn English language because English is more acceptable globally, and it will help all of us to communicate with the people around the world. So let us understand English and the basic terminologies related to English. Now, first of all, every sentence that we speak in English has two things. One is called subject and one is called predicate. When I say I speak here, I subject, speak is predicate. And here subject is denoted as noun. Noun means the individual. Noun can be any name, any individual, any object, which is denoting an individual. So there are a few parts of every language which are there in Hindi also or in any other language also. These parts are very important. These are basic parts. These parts are like noun, verb, adjective, adverb. These are essential parts. Noun, verb, adjective, adverb. These are most essential parts. Verb is an activity, and therefore, wherever there is an action going on, there is a verb. I speak. I speak here. Speak is a verb, and therefore, this is an important part of every sentence. As we have discussed, verbs, action verbs are those that are used to explain the activity by a subject. Subject is like in this case, I speak. So I is the noun or the action maker. I am doing something, and what I'm doing is denoted by action verb. So if I say I jumped, so what is the verb? Jumped. If I say I am swimming, what is the verb? Swimming, right? So adjective. Now coming to adjective. Adjective is that which gives characteristics of the noun. If I say that you are smart, so in this case, the smartness of you, which is your quality, is adjective. There are various types of adjectives like demonstrative adjective, possessive adjective, interrogative adjective, quantifying adjective, distributive adjective. For example, let's look at demonstrative adjective. This is demonstrative adjective. Possessive adjective, like this, if I say, this is your book, this is your book. So your is possessive adjective. Interrogative, whose book is it? Whose is interrogative. Distributive means every student of BBA. Every student of BBA. So this is distributive. Every word is showing distributive. Then quantifying. Many students of BBA. That is quantifying. So there are various types of adjective. There are some superlative adjective. Best. Best is, this is the best hotel. This is the best student. Best is superlative, something outstanding, isn't it? Right? So coming back, what is the difference between adjective, noun, adverb? A noun is an individual or an object which is actually there, or an abstract idea. So a crocodile is noun or adjective? The answer is noun. right? But can a crocodile become an adjective? If I am using the word crocodile for you or for myself, then it will become an adjective, because there I'm not talking about crocodile, I'm talking about the qualities of a crocodile, right? If I say, if I speak computer, computer is noun. But if I say, if I use the word computer, not to denote computer, but to denote your quality, that you're like a computer, then probably I may be able to convert it into adjective, right? If I say rasgulla, rasgulla is a what? Noun, adjective, or adverb? The answer is noun. But if I say delicious rasgulla, then delicious word is adjective and rasgulla is noun. Now the question is, uh, how do we identify that this is noun and this is adjective? Through practice, through use of practice, we are able to identify that this is noun, this is adjective. And because generally adjectives are connected with noun. Every adjective tries to denote the quality of a noun. Noun can be again proper noun. Proper noun is name. Like if I say Sumit, Sumit is proper noun. Proper noun means an individual name. But how do you differentiate noun, adjective, adverb? Right? So if I use a word and I'll ask you, how will you use it? Mm, this car is really excellent car. Now here the word excellent is obviously an adjective, because the quality of excellence is related to a noun, right? But if this quality is about a verb or about an adjective, then it will become adverb. So this is the difference between adjective and adverb. Adverb also shows the quality, but adverb shows the quality of an adjective or the quality of a verb, while adjective shows the quality of a noun. For example, if I use, if I say lightly colored dress, lightly colored dress, dress is noun, colored is adjective, lightly. Now, lightly is not about dress. Lightly is about colored. Therefore, the word lightly is adverb. Why adverb? Because lightly is showing quality of adjective.
Quality of yes, sir.
So lightly colored cloth. Cloth is noun, colored adjective, lightly is showing the quality of colored. So lightly is what? Adverb. Adverb is showing the quality of adjective or the quality of a verb. Therefore, it is called adverb. Add is addition of verb. That means if there is a verb, you can show the quality of that by adverb. Okay. So noun, adjective, adverb. Uh, the the forward thinking girl. Now, forward thinking girl has three words. Girl is obviously noun. Thinking, the girl is thinking something. The girl is thinking. Thinking is adjective. What kind of thinking? Forward thinking. So forward is denoting the quality of thinking, and therefore it is adverb.
Adverb.
So this is how we can denote it. But if forward thinking is a single word, suppose we have used forward thinking as a single word, then in that case it will become adjective. Forward thinking, individual. Then it will become adjective. But if I say, okay, now another very important word in English sentence is preposition. Prepositions are used to form, uh, to connect two parts of sentences. They are also used to combine two adjectives. They are also used to combine two verbs. So preposition, their position is preposition. Preposition means between sentences, connecting those sentences. For example, to. To is preposition, right? To. It is able to connect two parts of the sentences. Up to date. Up to date are, up to date becomes an adjective. For example, up to date computer. Computer is noun, up to date is adjective. Up to date executive. So up to date, here two word is preposition, connecting up and date and making it an adjective. So it is making a compound adjective out of two adjectives. Exceptionally talented. Exceptionally talented girl. Girl is noun, talented is adjective, and exceptionally is adverb.
Adverb.
Adverb is showing the quality of, adverb is showing the quality of verb or adjective. Adverb can show the quality of verb or adjective, right? If you want to use a verb, but you want to give stress, you can use adverb, right? I am, I am enjoying. Enjoying is verb, but I am very much enjoying. Now, very much is adverb, enjoying verb. I am very much enjoying. I is now, very much is adverb, enjoying verb, right? So these are basic elements, basic structures which will help us, right? Now let's talk about some very useful linking words. These linking words are obviously prepositions and other linking words which enable us to form good sentences. One important linking word is but. But is to link two opposite things. She is smart but poor in studies. Two opposite things. She is smart is a positive thing. She is poor in studies, negative thing. You want to combine two opposite things, you need a linking word. Which linking word you can use? But. So but is combining two opposite sentences. Can you mention another word similar to but? Yes. However. Another word is however. However is just like but. It's also to connect. It's a linking word to connect two opposite thoughts. If I want to say Ram is smart, I also want to say Ram is careless. These are opposite things. So how do I combine them? I can use but or I can use however. Ram is smart but careless. Ram is smart, however, careless. So these are good. In case of but, comma is used before but. But in case of however, we use comma after however. However starts may make a new sentence. After however we have to use a comma, right? But is more informal than however. If you use however, it shows very high level of formal language. If you use but, it is more of informal language, right? You can use however in the beginning of a sentence, but you cannot use but in the beginning of sentence, right? So these are some minor things that you have to keep in mind when you are using. If we want to use another linking word to connect two opposite thoughts, which are not absolutely opposite but partly opposite, then which word to use? There is word which you call as although or despite. When to use this? Look at it. These are good linking words. Although, to connect two opposite thoughts, we can use although. She was late. This is one thing. And the opposite of it, finished early. She was late. She finished early. I mean, these are two opposite sentences, but we want to connect them. How do we connect them? Use although. Although she was late, yet she finished early. So with although we often use yet. Although she was late, yet she finished early. Even if you don't use yet, it will be okay. Although she was late, she finished early. So we can start the sentence with although, right? So this is a good linking word to connect two opposite sentences. Another such word is despite. Despite or in spite of or even though. These are also good linking words. If I want to combine two opposite sentences, she is physically challenged. She got the top rank. These are two opposite sentences. Physically challenged, so not able to work, but she got the top. She got at the top rank. So it's opposite thing. So how can we combine them? Use the linking word despite. Despite the fact that she is physically challenged, she got the top. Combined. So despite or in spite of or even though she is physically challenged, she got at the top. These are very good linking words, and they can help us in creating a very good sentences. Now, verbs change their forms as we use different tenses. There are three types of tenses: present, past, future, right? And uh, we also have past particle also. So we use different forms of the verbs in different tenses. Let's look at, for example, come. uh, I am coming. I come. She comes. So she comes. I come. Why are we putting s? Comes, because she is singular. With I or with plural words, we use single word come. No need of s. They come. I come. She comes. But if we use it in past tense, then we have to change the form. How? I come. I came. In past we use came. Become, became, run, ran. But the third form of run is also run. Run, rain, run. Come, came, come. In past tense we use second form of the verb. But in past particle we use third form. In case of come and run, the third form is also The first form. Come, came, come. Three forms of verb. Runs, three forms are run, ran, run. Becomes, the three forms are become, became, become. Now, if you have to speak something in past tense, you will generally use second form. Generally. But if you are using past perfect tense, then you may have to use third form. So if you are speaking something about past, generally you will use second form. If you are using present tense, if you're talking about the present, generally you will use first form, right? Now, let's look at the 2 or 3 forms of other some verbs. Break. Break second form is broke. Break's third form is broken. Break, broke, broken. Now, can I give some example of break? Yes. What will be the present tense? I break the rules. I break the rules. This is simple present tense. But if I want to tell it after 2 days, then I will use past tense. After 2 days, it will become past. So in past tense, I'll speak, I broke the rules. It's second form. But now I want to compare myself with you, and I want to say it after 10 days that I had broken the rules before you. So I will be using the third form. I will be using past particle. I'll be using past perfect tense. So what will I say? I had broken the rules before you. This is the third form of verb. So verb has 3 forms. Break, broke, broken. Another verb. Forget. Forget is simple present. Second form of forget is forgot. And third form of forget is forgotten. So remember, as per use, you have to use them. Can you tell me what are the 3 forms of verb drive? Drive, drove, driven. Can you tell me what are the 3 forms of the verb ride, ride, rode, ridden? Can you tell me what are the 3 forms of the verb write, write, wrote, written? Now, if I want to say that I wrote something in 2010, which tense will I use? Past tense. How will I say I wrote it in 2010? Because it's a past tense, so I will use second form of verb. And if I want to compare myself with you, that I wrote it before you, then which sentence will I use? I had written it before you. It's the third form of verb. Here I am using the word had to denote past perfect. Right? Now, there are many words for which the 3 forms of the verbs are very similar. There you will get confused. And then there are some words where the 3 forms of the verbs are absolutely different. There also you will get confused. So this is my request to you. Write down 100 verbs. Prepare their 3 forms. Write down their 3 forms. This will make you clear which is the right form of the verb at which place. Otherwise, English is simple language. You have to use noun, verbs, and object. That's all. I like tomato. I is noun, subject. Verb is like. Tomato is object. So simple language. But the thing is, most of the time we get confused which verb to use. Should we use simple verb? Should we use second form of verb? Should we use third form of verb? As a general use, in simple present tense, we have to use simple first form of the verb. If we are talking about past tense, we have to use second form of the verb. And if we are talking about past and there is comparison long back, we are comparing something in the past, then we may have to use third form with perfect tense, right? Uh, Generally, people, when they are translating from Hindi to English, because our thought process is in our native language, our mother language. So if my mother tongue is Hindi, then my thought process is going on in Hindi language. I'll translate that thought process from Hindi to English, and at that time there are possibilities of mistakes because we think in our mother tongue, we think in our native language, and while translating, we try to put the same structure that we adopt in Hindi language, but that is not the same because the structure that is followed in English is slightly different from what is there in Hindi, right? And there, the grammatical rules are different in Hindi and English. And at that time, there are possibilities of mistakes. So we have to be very careful. The best thing is if we can think in English, then it's the best, but it may not happen because we have the habit of thinking in Hindi and then translating it into English, and therefore this is not likely to happen. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very comfortable. Speak slowly but correctly. Speaking at slow pace doesn't create any problem, but if we speak fast and while speaking we commit mistake, then there can be big mistake, there can be blunder, the meaning can be misunderstood. So this is what we have to be very careful. uh, English should be enjoyed as much as possible, or any language. And you enjoy any language if you mingle yourself, if you dwell yourself. And the best thing to do is you should try to use some game. A simple game is making incorrect sentences and then making them correct. So making a correct sentence out of incorrect sentence is a game. If you can participate in this game, you can learn quickly about how to speak correctly. So try to participate in this type of games. You can play this type of game in your friend circle. You can ask your friends to make a correct sentence out of incorrect sentence. If you will translate from Hindi to into English, there is possibility you will make some mistake. You will make incorrect sentence, and when you will make incorrect sentence, you give this incorrect sentence to your friends and ask them to correct it, and this can become a very good game. So this type of games will help you in improving your language skills, which will help you, you know. English is a language, or English or any language. The more you use it, the more confidence you can gain in it. And using means you have to speak in this language, you have to write in this language, you have to communicate with people in this language. The more thought process is involved, the more you start thinking in English, the more is the possibility that you will become comfortable in English. And if you will become comfortable in English, obviously you will gain greater acceptance in business community, because when you will work for multinational company, you will be selected only if you are able to communicate in English fluently. So this will help you.